Hey guys, this is Amy with Stick with the Plan. Today we are talking about It's a Wonderful Life. Stay right here, we'll get right into it. So glad you joined me today. Now we're talking about It's a Wonderful Life. This does kind of look like the city from the movie, Bedford Falls, but it's not, it's Flatwoods, the little town I grew up in. Now we're on top of Bailey Hill. This is where my grandfather built his house. I've also told you a story where he used to climb up on this hill when he was a little boy, and the Lord dropped those big plans in his heart about how he was going to build this city, over 200 houses that he built, and that he would one day have a house up here. Well, he did. He built his house up here, and now we all still get to enjoy it even though he's already in heaven. But, you know, he had plans in his heart for this dream that God had given him. And I was thinking about It's a Wonderful Life. You know, it's Christmas time, and that's been one of our favorite movies in my life because my dad, Dwight Bailey, he loves it. We even planned one of his birthday parties. His 50th the theme was It's a Wonderful Life. But he always related to George Bailey because he had a lot of kids. I'm the oldest of 5. You know, he had a lot of businesses going on. And you know, in that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey's doing all he can to save that savings and loan. He's good to everybody in the town. And your heart is just drawn to that character for him to win. And I loved one of the phrases at the beginning of that movie. It's where, you know, they know George is in trouble. The whole town, his family, they're all praying for him. Like, oh, Lord, help George Bailey. You know, he has such a good heart. That's why he's in all this trouble, why he needs money, because he's given everything away. And when the angels are talking up in heaven, they're going to send an angel down to help him, that they say, why does he need help? Is he in trouble? Is he sick? And they say, no, it's worse. He's discouraged. So I started thinking about that. Wow, you mean that can be more detrimental in your life than a sickness or disease if you are down on the inside, if you are discouraged, that, you know, you can't really see any victories in your life if your spirit is down. I know this movie very well because my dad would watch it every Christmas Eve as my mom was finishing up the Christmas things and wrapping presents. My dad would be putting together toys and watching this movie. So I always, you know, try to encourage myself with that story. When the enemy comes, he wants you to feel like your life's insignificant, that people would be better off without you. I just got a prayer request in that said, Amy, I feel worthless. I've given everybody all I have this season. You know, what am I going to do? I thought that's the work of the enemy. Thinking about this movie still, that, you know, George Bailey was ready to end it all because he had given everything. I think the enemy uses that as a tactic in our life. Even with me sometimes, I think no one appreciates me. I've given all that I have. You know, you feel so alone sometimes. But God doesn't want you to feel that way. In fact, in the Word of God, in Isaiah 41 and verse 10, he says, do not fear, for I am with you. You're never alone, that he wants to be our help and our strength. One little phrase in that verse says, do not be dismayed. I looked up that word dismay, and it said when you're brokenhearted, or when your heart is in, you know, several pieces, when you've lost all reason to be courageous or to have any courage. Well, that's the trick of the enemy, to take your confidence in God, that he's forgotten you. That's not the word says. He says he's always with you. There's no reason to fear. So through this Christmas, as we're celebrating this week, I want you to know he's right there with you. Not to be discouraged. Don't get down on the inside. It would be a trick of the enemy to steal your harvest time. You know, in Galatians where it says, do not lose heart. You know, you're going to reap in due season. Let's go ahead and say it's due season. Let's get up on the inside. Let the joy of the Lord be our strength. We'll have power in his might, not our ability. He is well able. He has been faithful before, and the greater ones on the inside of us. And that's how we'll stick with the plans he has for us. Thank you so much for joining me up on the hill in Flatwoods, Kentucky, celebrating It's a Wonderful Life. God is for you. I love hearing all that he's doing in your life. Thank you for the likes, the love, especially the shares. New friends watch this each week. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, you better like this page. We got a brand new video for you next week, and I'll see you then.